What sparked my interest in pop-up architecture was pop-up parking spaces. The temporary ownership of non-traditional public spaces changes the social environment surrounding it. This idea drove my thesis of pop-up architecture impacting public circulation, specifically vehicle, bicycle, and pedestrian. I will be discussing the research methods I would use to understand the specific impact temporary public spaces have on circulation. A discourse that affects public spaces is economics. Public spaces are successful in high-density areas. When the economy is down, vacant lots begin to emerge, reducing the likelihood of people attending public parks and spaces. Transportation also impacts the successfulness of public spaces due to the public traveling to the dense inner city, which also houses the public spaces. In the last several decades, temporary spaces have gained popularity. For example, Detroit has recently closed a part of downtown Woodward to create a public space with swings and food trucks. Also in Detroit, Campus Martius is a public park that is always constantly changing. All installations in this park are temporary, allowing an ice rink in the winter and a beach in the summer. The first research method I would use is case studies. One case study in particular I would use is Lent Space by Interboro Partners. Lent Space was a vacant lot located in New York City. The owner allowed Lower Manhattan Cultural Center to temporarily convert the lot into an art exhibit for the public. What impacted the circulation the most are the pivoting panels on the south edge. This allowed pedestrians to only access the benches when closed or fully access the event space when open. This also created an in-between state of having semi-opened and closed spaces in between. The panels allow for physical and visual control. When closed, the pedestrians passing are still allowed to see within the space due to the slits in the panels. When all of the panels are open, the boundary is blurred, inviting the pedestrians at afar to enter the space. Looking at the internal circulation, Lent Space uses zones of interaction. Once entering, there is a large area for the art exhibit. The panels give a specific access point to direct you through the space and around the art exhibit. At the far point, the nursery only allows individuals and small groups to pass. The bike and vehicle circulation on the outer edge does not change. This gives information that informs that it is difficult to temporarily change circulation patterns due to time and budget. To continue with my research methods, I would begin to map circulation before and after physical installations of pop-up architecture. With diagrams of the case study and the mapping of the field studies, patterns and forces will begin to emerge. Patterns such as why do people stop, pause, speed up, or change directions. Also patterns of where temporary elements are located that most impact the circulation. A pop-up architecture installation would be helpful to prove the patterns and forces I discovered are true. The type of spaces I will be looking at are product purchasing, such as food trucks, seated areas, visual attractors, and physical interactions. The type of pedestrian circulation I will be looking at are group versus individual circulation, physical boundaries and visual interactions directing the flow, and free travel. The bicyclist circulation will be looking at blocking access or allowing access within the public space. And finally, looking at vehicle circulation, looking at all of the ways to direct, block, and slow the traffic around the space. Pop-up architecture directly impacts the circulation surrounding and within the space.